Good morning students, we will be continuing with the Bohr's atomic model. Now how the electrons are distributed in these orbits. Okay, we have seen these orbits. Now how are the electrons distributed, that we will see. Okay, there are some rules to be followed, okay, while writing the number of electrons. The first rule is the maximum number of electrons present in a shell is given by, you can turn the page, a formula known as 2n square, where n is the level of orbit, that is 1 2 3. Okay, so if the level of orbit is 1, you have to put here 2 multiplied by 1 square, that will be, so there will be 2 electrons. So the first orbit, that is a K shell, will have 2 multiplied by 1 square, that is 2, because n is equal to 1. Similarly, n is equal to 2, 2 multiplied by 2 square, you will get 8. n is equal to 3, 2 multiplied by 3 square, you will get 18. Where n is equal to 4, 2 multiplied by 4 square, you will get 32. Okay. Now the next rule is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the outermost orbit is 8. Okay. So after 8, again you have to go back to the next subatomic level. Okay. So after 8, that when you will be studying further, you will come to know in higher classes how to accommodate. Now in your course you have till 8 only. Okay. Now electrons are not accommodated in a given shell unless the inner shells are filled. That is, when the shells are filled, then it will go to the next orbit. So first this orbit has to be filled. After this orbit gets completely filled, you go to the next orbit. So if 2 electrons are there in the first orbit, first 2 electrons should be there, then it will go to the next orbit. Once this 8 is done, it will go to the next orbit. Okay, so first you have to completely fill this, then go to this, then go to this. Okay, now in detail we will see how the orbits are there, okay, which is given here. I'll just explain in short. Before going to that, we have to see this table first. Now in this table, these are the elements given in your course. There are 18 elements, sorry. And these are the symbols and these are the atomic numbers. That is, okay, that is 1 to 18. Now according to this, I am going to discuss 3 cases out of this in detail. Okay. Now suppose we take helium. The number of protons here is 2, number of neutrons is 2, number of electrons is 2, and it is using only the first orbit because there are only 2 electrons. If you go for boron, it has got 5 atomic number, 5 protons, 5 electrons, because electrons and protons will be always same. Now the number of neutrons can vary, but it does not matter because it does not have any charge. Okay, so it has got 6 neutrons here. So first 2 electrons in the first orbit, then the next orbit it will have 3 electrons, because there are total how many electrons? 5. So first you will fill this orbit, K orbit, and then we will fill the next orbit, that is the L orbit. Okay. Now I will go to next one is magnesium. Magnesium has got 12 atomic number, so it has got 12 protons, 12 neutrons and 12 electrons. So first orbit 2, next orbit 8, and then next orbit 2. Okay, so this I have explained in my notebook. I'll be sending the picture of this. So suppose helium is there, which we just now saw, atomic number is 2, and all these are 2 electron, protons and neutrons. Now how will you draw the diagram? We will draw the diagram like this. I'll just show you. Okay, now suppose this is the nucleus. Okay, it has got 2 protons and 2 neutrons, and first orbit it has got 2 electrons. Okay, second is boron, atomic number 5, 5 electrons, 5 protons and 6 neutrons. So this is the nucleus. So in the nucleus you have got 5 protons, 5 protons, 6 neutrons. The first orbit there are 2 electrons. The second orbit, okay, if you see how many are there? 5. Okay, so 2, and then we have got to have 3 here. So 1, 2 and 3. 3 electrons. Can you see this? Okay, so total 5 electrons. We go to magnesium, atomic number 12, electrons 12, protons 12, neutrons 12. So that is 2, 8, 2. First orbit 2, next orbit 8, then it gets filled, then go to the next orbit, that is 2. So 2, 8 and then 2. Okay. Now the same thing is given in your textbook. Okay. On page number 50, you have got all 1 to 18 elements here. shown in your textbook. Okay, so just study this and if possible draw them in your notebook. Thank you.